So we got a bunch of new products here from Huawei, including 3 different watches and the MatePad 12X, which is a pretty cool tablet that has this matte display, which seems to be kind of a theme these days, especially for tablets and any kind of device that you want to write on to give you that different texture. On the far left, I got the Watch D2, then the GT6 Pro, and the Watch Ultimate 2. Let's first get a quick look at the D2. So this one is the only one that's gonna have this square shape. What is up with the watch band? It's an airbag. Is that what it is? What is going on with the airbag? Blood pressure monitor. Oh my goodness, that is so convenient. I didn't even know this existed on a smartwatch. So it has this airbag in order to inflate and take your blood pressure at the wrist. Well, now I feel that I need to try it. Wow. I mean, yeah, I don't know the accuracy of it, but if it's even close to accurate, well, my pulse seems a little higher than my pulse normally is. But again, I don't know about the accuracy, hey? I have a one at home.
You should bring it in tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I could do that. But yeah, let's stop doing readings until I have a baseline on another device. I know I'm getting carried away here as well, but that is so cool. And I haven't seen that in a smartwatch yet. And honestly, with this band style, I don't even really notice that portion is there. That's a unique feature right there on the D2. Now the GT6 Pro, the key with this thing is tremendous battery life. You're gonna get up to 14 days of battery life on a charge. Mo is a regular smartwatch user. That is a standout feature for him. He's like, wow, I barely ever need to charge this thing if I wear it. This has a totally different design, arguably a sportier design comparatively. And even though the band has this kind of braided nylon look to it, on the inside it has this rubberized sort of soft touch, so it's not gonna absorb anything. And the watch bands are removable. Some quick specs on the GT6 Pro. It's got a 1.47-inch AMOLED display, which is a 5.5% increase in size compared to its predecessor. And the bezels are actually narrower here as well, 10% narrower, so the viewing experience is a little bit more immersive. You're just getting a better screen to body ratio. The brightness is up with a peak brightness of 3000 nits, which is more than double the previous generation's 1200 nits. And this is especially important on a smartwatch because you're frequently viewing this thing in direct daylight. But you can get up to 21 days of battery life if you're doing light usage. And if you're doing a trail run mode, which is essentially the hardest mode from a battery consumption perspective with all types of operational sensors, then that's up to 45 hours. So they got a fun little kind of game here for your peacefulness level, which integrates with the actual watch face. So they have this emotional well-being section, which is going to track your mood over time. It'll give you a reading in a numerical figure, but a quicker way that you can figure it out is just by glancing at this wallpaper. You can see that it's blue right now, which is kind of neutral or peaceful. It'll go yellow if I'm feeling especially well, and then it turns to purple if things are getting stressful. Plus you get to look at the little panda, so maybe the panda will make you feel less stressed. So we're gonna do some cycling because this watch actually has some pretty cool functionality for cycling, including the ability to store multiple bicycles. Squeak! And the different bikes will have different attributes, obviously, which will then contribute in different ways to your total power generation when you're analyzing that particular workout after the fact. So let's go ahead and click go. And we're also going to enable the GPS functionality so we can see the parameters of the ride. I've got a loop here. Let's see what we got. Heart rate. Oh, auto pause it. Sense that I stopped. Heart rate 115. It's cool. You can see the different zones: blue, green, yellow, orange, red. It auto resumed the workout. Just sensed that I was moving. That was right, 10 and a half minutes right there. 3.3 kilometers traveled. Average speed 18.45 kilometers an hour. Max speed 28.25 kilometers an hour. Average virtual power in watts 72. This will actually show me my speed in real time as well. And then obviously it'll show your GPS of the route that you traveled. It really helps me to see the other paths that I could have taken if I wanted to do a longer route. It will go a step further and actually let you create a shareable video, and you can get the music if you want as well. Look at this. And it's very precise. See, the first time I took this section kind of a long long way, but then I found there was an easier path right there. And you can also see some key metrics popping up on the right-hand side here. But it's all embedded in the video clip. If I chose to share this, they would get essentially what I'm seeing here, including my heart rate going up and down. It makes me feel so much more accomplished than I actually should after a 10-minute ride. So next up, we have the Watch Ultimate 2 featuring Huawei TrueSense. As you can tell, if I do a quick comparison, this is an even bigger boy compared to the GT6 Pro. Nice big display, huge casing, a very utilitarian, robust look to it. Look at these cutouts up top. This one is more polished. The strap is a little bit more typical rugged. Plus this one has fingertip sensor for blood oxygen, which is obviously superior. They call this the X-Tap sensor, and it's not just SpO2. It actually houses 3 separate sensors, ECG, PPG, and pressure sensors. You press for 3 seconds and you can start a health glance check, which will give you a quick health report with 11 indicators, including average heart rate, SpO2, body temperature, stress, and ECG. It's also got sapphire glass covering the display and a nanocrystal ceramic bezel on the rear cover. Oh, the other thing is the Ultimate can be used standalone without your smartphone. In fact, you can connect an eSIM to it and have it as your only device if you choose to. And when it comes to outdoor sports and things like diving, this can go up to 150 meters of water resistance. It's also the industry's only wearable that supports independent underwater sonar-based communication. Underwater communication, let's go.
What does that mean?
Sonar.
GPS.
Sonar.
But I'm not writing messages underwater.
Yeah. And this sonar-based underwater communication is crazy. This is the first I've seen. They say it's industry first. Independent underwater communication system, which actually can make diving safer. Because I guess I go off one way, you go off the other way. I'm like, dude, I'm dying. You're like, sick, I'll save you. And it even has emojis. I can just like send you an underwater emoji when we're diving. Wow, I don't know enough about diving, but that's wild stuff, whatever the hell it is. When tracking and photographing underwater animals, you can send alerts to your dive buddy via these sonar-based underwater communications silently without scaring away the animals by tapping the air tank. So I don't have to tap my tank.
You don't have to.
It's very loud down there if you tap your tank. So you would know I saw something, but then they'd be long gone. So instead I click on my watch gently with the emoji of a seal or a jellyfish or whatever, a shark. So let's go over a few different battery modes. There's a diving mode, which is up to 18 hours of battery life with the sonar-based underwater communication off, and up to 12 hours with that communication turned on. There's an outdoor adventure mode, which can provide up to 40 hours of battery life. All-around battery mode with regular usage claims up to 4.5 days. Light use, you can get about 11 days. Regular use, about 6 days. So the other thing we have is this paper matte edition of the MatePad 12X, and my favorite thing here is just how matte this display is. Look, you're not gonna get a reflection. Do you see a reflection? No, you don't. For a while there, everything was as glossy as possible, and now, especially like I said earlier with pen-based inputs, the feel is better on a matte display. Now this pen actually came with 2 different pen tip attachments as well. One feels a little bit more like a pen, the other feels a little bit more like a pencil. So as you can see with the pen, you can pinch the body of the stylus or double tap the virtual button to access your tools. You can open a shortcut menu from the top right corner. Obviously the pen also magnetically attaches to the top of the device and charges here. And there are a couple of different angles you can select along with the keyboard case. So more upright, more bend, and then the keyboard is chiclet style. Somehow they figured out a little bit of travel in there, even though the whole thing is so slim. I think it helps to have the hand open. '74, 116, 77, pulse 49, pulse 47. That's pretty damn close.